in Spirit Finders chat today. She was actually reading the chat.
Was she?
She was. And she was like, oh, 5150, you think you know how to quote in Bible verses and stuff like that. It was very strange. Very, very strange. Hey, Sawyerman.
Did you see all these other comments already?
No, because we were late. Well, not really late.
Not, but...
We changed the time. We changed the time.
Oh.
My hair is wet, but whatever. You do what you can. You do what you can.
Well, guys.
Don't kiss and tell.
I wasn't going to talk about that.
Oh. What is he drinking? Sean, what are you drinking?
This is beef broth. It's a little bit more robust than the chicken broth I've been drinking all day.
And why are you drinking beef broth?
Hey, Loretta.
Sean, why are you drinking beef broth?
Well, today is my fast day for I have a colonoscopy tomorrow. For I'm 52, and it's the thing to do. I always have this.
She's going to do it.
You know, when life is really, really good, your brain still plays tricks on you. It's gonna you're gonna get anxiety, and you're gonna your body and your brain is gonna tell you lies. So life's good. Good job. Love of my life right here. Everything's really good. So why do I get panicky about, my health and stuff? Well, it's because that's what happens. And you always see it at 50, some guy that gets colon cancer or something was otherwise healthy. And if he had caught it in time, he would have lived, or, they waited too long. So
yes, Rhonda, prep.
Yes, the lovely. So I went ahead and did my over 50 physical. My heart's good. My lungs are good. Prostate's good. And so the next step was the colon. And so, yeah.
Yes, let it go.
I'm in the prep day right now. So I'm drinking beef and chicken broth.
Retta, you're right about that. Get the yes, I did. At first, the one that I put on was like way too, I like didn't, it was still a red and it kind of went outside my lip. So the way that I fix that usually, and I'm lucky that my lips are a little bit bigger so it works, is I'll put like red lip gloss on and then rub it together and it kind of evens out the lines.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you. But yeah, so he's doing that. I'm going to take him there in the morning. He has to be there by...
The procedure's at 9:15. We're supposed to be there half an hour early. It takes about a half an hour drive because it's in Gainesville. So, yeah. But the other good thing is, when am I ever home on a weekday?
I know.
It's 5:30, so I may be home, but I've been... The other good thing is Monday and Tuesday are paid sick days. That's the other thing about having a decent job, is that even when I'm off, I've built up enough sick days. When I go and tell them and say, I need Monday and Tuesday off because I have to have a colonoscopy, they're like, well, use your sick days.
Yeah, and he's like,
cool.
Alrighty then.
Yep.
Which is good. It's nice to have him. We watched DC. This is where it gets confused. We watched DC Media.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Well, hold on though. Yeah. We're going to be nice today about everybody because I was a bad girl yesterday. I wasn't bad, but I shouldn't have gone as far as I did.
You were right in everything you said, and then you just called a name that was not necessary. But yeah. I support you, but she made on her own,
I made it on
her
my
own accord to make, not an amend, but sort of to make a right.
Had nothing to do with the beast. It was someone totally different.
You guys that were in here last night heard it, so.
So we were watching them. Now, I don't know if DC and Negs they talk about now this is their studio and they have back-to-back seating. I don't know if it's in Washington, DC where she lives or in Indiana where he lives. To be totally honest, you guys, they're saying both. She's saying both. So I don't know which one it is.
And I got to tell you, as she's explaining this, the DC media girl Negs thing it's interesting. It's heating up.
Sean
it's interesting. I didn't believe it. I didn't buy into it. I always thought.
Thank you.
DC media girl Clara, that's her name, right?
Yeah.
I thought she was interesting. I always have from the time I've watched her. She's got a good voice. She blogs very well. I know Negs personally. I did not think that they would be a good match. And I still am not I mean, I wish him well. I do. It's interesting. It's got interesting. They have their progression together as a couple is interesting.
And their seating is like he's facing the other way and his back is to her and she's streaming, so when he streams her back will be to him.
Hey, Kelly girl.
Someone made the comment in there and I kind of agree, it's a little bit distracting because if you're supposed to be watching her, you're kind of watching what he's doing over on his computer. But hey, more power to them. Sean was enthralled. This is what was, hold on, it was dragging it. They were streaming a stream of a stream of a stream. I kid you not. DC was reviewing Katie and Tragic, who was reviewing her, who was reviewing, and then on the other channel, Tragic was reviewing the whole thing. So you had window upon window upon, you couldn't even.
And you could hear all the echo in and the backlog and this and that.
Hey, Kelly girl.
And in the meantime, Negs is behind her with some screen up, one of the same screen editing and stuff. So it was very busy.
It was very busy, but she was hacked off at what the things that Katie has said, and I tend to think, you know, my only advice, I know she is nuts about her man and I'm nuts about my man, but when you start overindulging the accolades
Yeah,
to
I did
them,
notice that.
you start, hey, Presley she's in the hospital. I think she's getting treatment ribs or whatever.
You need to stop getting in fights there, Presley.
I don't know. How do you break your rib at work, Presley?
She said you should see how the other one looks.
She probably would. So, like, when she says, when someone criticizes Neg's looks, and then she goes, no, he's his height, and he's filled out, and he's this, and he's that. I know you think all that. Of course you think all that. I think all that. But when you go over it and over and over it and over it and over it,
she was
looks
like,
a little.
I think he looks a lot better than he used to, and he's very well put together, and blah blah blah. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if Mandi was on screen defending my looks and stuff like that, it'd be a little much. I mean,
it is a little bit. I mean, the extent of what I say is, you know, about when someone's talking about his anatomy and his physical appearance, the most I say is, it's okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. You don't have to look at it. You don't have to kiss it, lick it, nothing. It's all mine. But I know
being kissed and licked and all that. So.
I think people are a little bit tired today. They've hit their limit probably of most of the drama. I was popping into everybody's lives. Paula was streaming The Beast and cracked me the hell up. Sean wanted to go back to DC Media. I said, that one's over.
Yeah.
That one had ended. You'll have to, I didn't catch that, but.
I know, Rhonda, the broth is so good. I just put down beef broth, and it's basically just Campbell's. It's like vegetable beef soup without the vegetables in it. It's basically what it tastes like. But when it's all that you can eat, you know, it's like
he still hasn't.
It's like filet mignon.
He hadn't gone potty yet. He's drinking his second bottle of magnesium. And Presley, you were right. They did give him a prescription for some sodium something tablet he's supposed to take 3 times before, and I guess it finishes cleaning him out.
It was like 2 bottles worth.
But he finally found his pamphlet. He found it.
I found that pamphlet.
So now he's drinking the over-the-counter stuff.
You know that like magnesium nitrate or sulfate or whatever. So I'm just drinking bottles of that, and it's starting to kick in. If I get up suddenly, y'all will know why. Yes, magnesium citrate. Yeah, I got a couple bottles of that, which I keep on 50, and I probably don't even know fiber.
I had never even heard of it till you.
Really?
Yeah, I had never heard of it, and you were like, "Yeah, you know, take kind of easy." Yeah, I was trying to get my paperwork, and please don't laugh, I fell in a 65-gallon garbage can. True story. Well, at least you weren't swimming, trying to make it you look like you were living the life. You were trying to get paperwork out of it, which is very productive. That sucks, though.
Yeah.
65 gallons. How big is that?
Well, you know the big, you know the one that we have on the back porch. That's about 50-gallon trash can. So almost a little bit bigger than that.
Oh, that sucks. And ribs are the worst place to hurt. Didn't you hurt yours? Oh no, my client did when she fell over the dog, and I felt bad for her because it takes so long for it to get better.
But yeah, so the colonoscopy, and it's true. Every time I get a little pain, like if I get a pain in the underneath my ribs on the right side. I'm like, what quadrant is that? Is that my pancreas? Is that my, maybe it's just the gallbladder. And it normally goes away, but
You need to watch Heather Inman. She drew a diagram.
I know, right? She does. She's got everything
She's
circled.
gone before we could even shout out that lolcows or whatever you call it. That one was already gone.
That's right, guys. It's called a lolcow, right? LOL cow. Aren't lolcows, aren't they like train wrecks? Aren't they? I thought that's what it was.
Hell no, I'm no hog head in a garbage can swimming with a pool noodle. You are doing pretty good though, considering you're super hungry.
Yeah. Well, I think I'll have a hard time sleeping.
Yeah,
I'll probably have a hard time sleeping.
That is something that you do sometimes if you have a hard time falling asleep. Is he'll go eat something to kind of get his tummy full, and then he drifts right off to sleep.
Yeah. I'm telling you what, though,
I don't care. Like no other.
We've got like hoagie stuff. What we're gonna do is make a great big old hoagie sandwich and just carry it with us.
Yeah. I figured you would want to go straight to Taco Bell or something.
We can do whatever. We can do whatever. But
whatever
I figured this out.
Good.
The whole idea is they don't want anything in your colon when they do the examination, correct?
Oh, gross.
So
rib contusion.
So you could, in theory, if right before you go into the procedure, you could probably eat then because it's not going to be down there yet.
No, you can't because you're going to be under sedation. And you can get nauseous. Yeah, that is. I remember earlier I was tracking but I remember why you can't. And if the stomach is pushing on it, I guess.
We'll see.
When I had my wisdom teeth removed when we were stationed in England and it was free over there, so I had them all 4 removed right behind. I came back from the States with the kids. I came home like a month early when we were coming home, and we went to Lakenheath to have it done, and the only there was a Taco Bell on Lakenheath. I don't know if they have it in England or not. I don't think, but at this time, of course. This was in the 90s. They didn't have Taco Bell, but that posted. And I tell you what, I got out from that wisdom teeth extraction, and we sure did go straitt to Taco Bell.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
With your wisdom teeth out?
Yep. Just had them removed. And, they would try to make you...
Tell them to be easy.
I know, right? I'll be like...
Black Dragonfly, it's in the morning. So
I ate it. I ate it right afterwards. And you know how they would pack you full in a car, like... If several people were going to a different, did that happen in Germany? If several people needed to go to a different post or whatever, they would make them ride together?
Something like that, yeah.
So the guy that came with us was he was watching me eat the Taco Bell, and he was like, to my ex, he's like, bro, why are you letting her eat that? And he goes, oh, I'm not going to tell her she can't eat it. And he's sitting there, he goes, I think she's actually going to eat this Taco Bell. I was like, yeah, I'm going to eat it. It was
Loretta,
funny.
That's not right. You should. Loretta's husband was heating up spaghetti and garlic toast when she was sipping on her prep drink for her colonoscopy.
I left to go eat.
Yeah, so she says, I'm going to go to the store, and if I come back with a little bit of food on me, I'm like, you're allowed.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want you to smell it or anything like that.
But you can eat whatever you want.
Well, I have this feeling that if it was reversed, you would do it with me.
Yeah, I would. I would.
And I feel kind of bad because I didn't offer to do it with him.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, I'm here it is. It's almost 6:00, and all I've had is I've had 4 glasses of
Lisa.
4 mugs of broth today. That's it. And I thought I would be a lot worse, but I have a feeling the next 12 hours is going to be the real test.
He got to watch a little bit of the court thing that I watched, the Kansas court.
Hey, Paula.
Make sure, I think I finally posted it where everyone can see it. But
okay, Presley.
If not, I'll post it again. But today there was a victim's impact statement in the situation of a car theft. They were doing the sentencing, and they said there was the victim, and it was Zoom, all on Zoom, had an impact statement, and we kind of chuckled, but it was kind of moving.
Yeah.
He stole a truck that you had.
So the guy was getting sentenced, and so what he had done is he stole someone's work truck. So the victim's wife gave the victim's statement, and she started out with, to most of you, it's just a 2006 pickup truck,
and
whatever.
we immediately laughed.
And I went, Yeah, probably. Yeah, and I was like, here we go. But as she went on with it, and she was like, he talked about how he fixed it up, and it was equipped with everything that so he could go to
The
work and worked out
granddaughter
of it.
loved
And
it.
the granddaughter had put like little stencil stuff on it for him, and the 16-year-old truck. And by the end of the witness statements, I was like, give him life, give him life for that,
Death
you
for that.
piece of crap.
They
You know, it
and
was
she
like,
the lady was like, my granddaughter put a sticker that said, "I love you, Papa," and she was like, and you had.
hey Booker
She
T,
was
hey
like,
Toon Cat.
and you ripped it off. Not only did you steal the truck, but you intentionally ripped that sticker off the thing. And I was prepared for. Then they let the defendant speak again, which is weird. I didn't know you could do that.
He agreed.
And he did. He said, "You're right."
Yep. Before I sentence you, do you have anything any final words that you'd like to say? And he goes, she's right.
He's
you
right.
know, it was messed up what I did, and you know, I'm going to pay the price for it, and I'll put it behind me. And so we were like,
so there you
yeah,
go.
That's it.
So when we saw that, and he was like, "It is a full-time job keeping up with life." I was like, "That's what I'm telling you. If you're gonna keep up with what's going on, it's a full-time
even
job."
if I'm off, like they try to give me Tuesdays off at work, I don't. We're doing stuff when I'm off, you know. So this was the first time I just kind of laying in bed doing my prep and just like listening to everything that was going on, listening to everything that Mandi listens to during the day when I'm not here. And it's I kind of miss it. I kind of miss it.
When he heard some of Paula's stream, and he was like, "Who's the other one?" I said, "That's Moxie." And he was like, "Oh, I've never heard Moxie's voice." And I said,
It's
"Yeah,
been a
that's
long time.
Moxie."
Yeah.
And so it was cool. It's been a fun day.
I feel like I have to come out of drama retirement or something.
Yeah. And it's hard sometimes for me to explain who all the players are because they change frequently.
Oh, the thing that it's kind of disconcerting, and it's kind of like, is if you don't watch it and you just kind of hang out and then you watch it like months later, people have flip-flopped all over the place.
And that's why I
You know?
said never stake your case on one side or the other. And because sure enough, someone will make up, and then you're like, okay, I know I drugged the hell out of you because, you know, but
I'm friends with Mama Ricky on Facebook. And so I guess there was a couple of y'all that had commented in there. Anyway, he put a screenshot
Hey,
of,
Danny.
I think, my ex's chat and the people that were modded there. And I was like, that person's a mod and that person's a mod there. And it was, and the whole thing is that, you know, Mama Ricky was like, this is somebody that, you know, I liked and I was kind of close to, and then now they're here. And, you know, she was pretty upset about that. And I just left a comment. I said, people will flip flop just to have something to do just because they're bored. You know,
yes, Rhonda.
You know, people will be like our streams. People will watch our streams when we're streaming a lot. Y'all remember we'd have quite a crowd. And then if we just stop doing our live streams for a couple months or whatever, they'd be right over into people's that, you know, had done us dirty.
Hey,
That's
Michelle.
just drama. That's the way it goes. You know, that's it.
Truly the way it goes.
So when people said I keep my circle of friends small, it's kind of true. And that is just the ones that you have their numbers to, and you text in between streams and stuff, and the people you keep up with, you know how their spouses are doing, how their kids are doing.
That's true.
You know, it's a little different.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right about that.
Hey, Brand Michelle.
But it's been, so you'll be off tomorrow, but someone, she said, which is Dragonfly said after the test, she was too drowsy to even eat.
Yeah, I mean, Mandi's going to drive me back and forth, probably make fun of me, probably get a couple of really good, you know, snippets for whatever.
Yeah.
But, yeah, because I'm sitting there, when I get done in there, we're going to eat. And, yeah, most people say you go home and you sleep most of the day.
Yeah.
But we'll try to go live. Maybe we will by the afternoon.
I remember when, and in fact, the dentist still has the thing, because it was a brand new dentist when my son had his wisdom teeth removed, and he didn't do full, like, you know how they have to have an anesthesiologist. They put you really, really under. So they gave him some just tablets, and they were able to do it. But when we left, he was so sedated. He was trying to give his wallet which had nothing. He was a teenager, but trying to give his wallet to people at the store, and like just random people. He was like,
but he's not a normal dude anyway.
No, but he was like, here you go, here you go. He was like, and everybody was like, but that. So I tagged a picture of him at the dentist, and then the dentist started getting more business from, not from that, but as people started to trickle in and became clients, they'd be like, they would say, I saw, to my son, they'd be like, yeah, I saw your picture on the Yelp site for the dentist or something like that. And my son had no idea I had put him on it.
Oh, that ain't right.
Yeah, it was funny.
Rhonda says, isn't it nice to have a regular life and no real drama? Yeah. I mean, I've always will have an affinity to y'all. I mean, when I say y'all, I mean the drama community. Always. But it's fun not to be the subject of it.
Yeah.
I mean, when Mandi and I first did our stream and we had, 200 people, 300 people in the chat, but there was so much drama being fired our way and this and that. I said to Mandi, we were talking about people that have channels and that have carved out decent channels and, probably make a little bit of coin. And we were talking to a couple other people about certain, platforms and how this is what they do. They don't, it's clear that they don't like have job. And I'm not downing anybody for this. If you can make it work and get a couple partnerships and this and that and make some money, that's cool. But I just would hate to be in so much drama and me have to stake my bills on it. Like,
yeah.
I have to do the drama. I have to do this because if I don't, I won't be able to pay the rent or I won't be able to pay the water bill. That's what's cool, Rhonda. It's cool that this, for Mandi and I, we want to build our channel back up and do certain things, but we don't have to, we don't have to sacrifice the drama. We don't, our bills are going to get paid. I'm going to make sure of that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to make sure that there's, the bills are paid, food's on the table, and this is going to be something else that we do. In that regard, yeah.
That reminded me a little bit of when they were viewing it and DC Media was like, I don't have to give a BJ to whatever, and Katie was like, well, whatever, you do what you have to do. You know what I mean?
So DC
code
Media,
it. Don't say it flat out because code it because then
yeah.
they won't let it go. But go ahead.
DC Media was like saying something like, and you have to do this, and she was talking about, you remember the stream where Steven, where she was doing whatever to Steven and it happened to be live.
It was a BJ, which I still don't. I couldn't see what they were talking about.
And DC Media Girl was saying something like, and you, how's it feel to have, alive somebody that you're just doing that to him and he's indifferent. He didn't even care. He didn't even know you were doing it. He was watching the chat. He was watching the chat while you were doing it. Okay. And, so Katie fires back. A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do, blah, blah, blah. And DC Media Girl was like, I don't do that. And Katie was like, no, I don't do that to you. And anyway, it was a funny exchange. It was funny. A very funny exchange back and forth.
It was really funny. That stuck out when we were just talking.
Hey, Jude.
And I was like, it was funny.
It was funny to sit back and not really have anything to do today and be able to listen to it. Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
Did you the show, is it still the one from 2022? That video game?
Oh yeah.
Has the new one come out?
No, it won't come out until like March of next year.
Oh wow.
It'll come out in spring training. Talking about the video game that I play when I'm just laying on.
Yeah.
MLB The Show 22.
I remember when that happened, Danny, and everybody was like, oh, this is what she did. And I kept looking at the footage that people had from it, and I couldn't see that that's what she was doing.
Right.
And maybe...
Because it was a big deal. This happened in the middle of the night. I was at work, I think.
Yeah, I don't think that... Now, the one where he pulled it out right on camera, we did see that.
Might be the one that
they were talking about that too, or whatever.
That's when Mandi and I were building our channel, but I was working nights at the grocery store. Y'all remember that? And randomly at about 2 a.m, I might get a text. Karen, oh my God, you need to go to,
Karen said like the beast still has to do, talking about selling picks or whatever.
And never really had to.
See, I wish I could.
Never really had to. When I was with her, the deal has always been, my partners will always know that And I might be a little old fashioned that way and a little sexist maybe about it. But my job was always to make sure the lights were on and there was food on the table. That's what I did, and give them the opportunity to do what they want.
Yeah.
And now that I don't have any young kids in the house anymore, I'm really rethinking a lot of it, because I do this now for us, but we'd like to have more time together because I work so much.
Yeah.
I mean,
But it's a work in progress.
it is.
You never know what might pop up. So she fell off the couch while doing it. It was a mess. I head bobbing and all. Someone said, I just couldn't make it out exactly, and I don't know why, but I couldn't. Maybe I should find someone who's got it and look at it. Not that I probably want to see it, but they used a lot of substances together. It was apparent that that's mainly what they did together.
Yeah.
And I guess for whatever reason,
When he passed away, was about maybe 6 months ago, or was it longer than that? A year ago?
No. About probably 6 or 9 months, something like that.
It was, Katie's world fell, everything. She got her DUI. She lost, her, I guess I'll call her friend. But when you think about everything that he was doing, and because there was a few people that were kind of keeping up with him, he was my age, and he was a hard partier.
And you could tell when he would walk by on camera, he was not in good shape. I mean, not in good health at all.
Yeah, I mean, so it's one thing to drink and smoke and party and stuff when you're 20s, and then you get into your 30s, and then I have people that I work with that are in their 50s, and they've had a scare, they've had a stroke, they've had a heart attack, and they're trying to clean their lives up physically, but really your body takes its toll. I was saying, to my brother, who I'm concerned with about his health, you don't see a lot of obese 70-year-olds.
No.
You don't see a whole lot of chain smokers 70s. You just don't. And so, I mean, what we knew about that guy was he partied. One thing he did, he was always out at the bars, and he was doing this and doing that. His body couldn't take it.
Yeah. This comment popped through on our rooster thing, and this person said, "My rooster hates me, growls and crows at me all day."
I saw that. Roosters will growl, but
ours when Sean went into their little, the fence part of the thing the other day, was going in there to do something, and the rooster went up into the to the coop, and he was walking in circles around you, like he's mad at me because I'm in.
Yeah, he's all pissed off. Danny said, "Yeah, meth. They claim it was coke, but it was meth."
Yeah.
And it's. I don't know a single story, someone enlightened me of a single story about methamphetamine that was like, yeah, I just dabbled in it, and then I just nothing. Nothing good comes from it.
A recreational heroin user, you don't hear about that. Nobody just uses it recreationally.
I mean, with cocaine, you hear something about like the Hollywood star, they have it at the parties, or that maybe an athlete, is doing that. But I mean, meth is like, even when, if someone was to say, if I was like down to like try some new drug, what about crystal meth? I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
No.
I think, from what I understand, most people try it for the first time not knowing that's what they had given them. And then because the stigma attached to it, but then after they have it the first time, and they find out from the dealer or whatever what it was, that's when they start going back for it or whatever. But
even then, it's like, yeah, that felt good. I'm different. I mean, Mandi and I talk about it sometimes, she's in recovery. I was always able to, like, when I wanted to stop smoking cigarettes in my 20s, I just did.
Yeah.
I stopped. And it's a little hard to do, but not as hard as I just have always been able to just do. When it came to something like cocaine,
Danny.
When cocaine crossed into my path, I was like, I'm going to pass on that because I'm probably going to like it a lot, and I can't afford it.
Yeah.
So I just don't do it.
Yeah, nobody, when people get into that, they lose their business and everything else. The other thing, Danny was saying that her sister has been on it for years.
It's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, it's just, you don't, if someone's using the word meth in a sentence, it's never for something positive. That someone's either
No.
in court, or they're
Mm-mm.
addicted, or they
I'm putting it
died,
over
or
there.
there was some crime. I mean, and I'm telling you, these meth dealers, a lot of these meth dealers, they ain't doing it.
Mm-mm.
They're selling it and making the money.
But we saw that when we went and got our chicken coop, there was a repoed shed. We might have already talked about this, that had obviously been meth cooking thing that they repoed, and the guy was like, there was human excrement in it. There was all kinds of stuff. And I found out from someone who said, yeah, what happens is the cook will go in there to cook it and they get locked in. And so they until it's done, so they don't steal it.
And they have to guard it. Like if you're like in charge of guarding the shed, you
Thank
can't like
you.
walk off into the woods to go to the bathroom. You have to
Thank
stay
you,
with it.
Rambo. Rambo says we're a really good couple.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do. You have to stay. And you could, by the window, they had put this piece of plywood and cut out two pretty poorly shaped things, but you could tell that's where
They go to the bathroom.
barrel,
and
no,
stuff.
the barrels had been in,
Oh.
that they were making it. So it was cute. And the guy had come back for his repossessed shed. And the guy was like,
He came back for it.
and the guy that we were talking to, he didn't realize that's what it had been used for. And we were like, we explained, I was like, I think probably. And he goes, oh,
It makes sense now.
yeah. And I was like, if he went to the bathroom in it, then you probably can't get that out.
Yeah.
Not-
So imagine you're like shopping, and we were shopping for a chicken coop. So you're going to all these different models of different sheds, chicken coops. There's greenhouses. I like the greenhouse. The greenhouse might be next.
Bye, let it go.
We've got a lot of let it go. We've
She's
got a
not
lot
feeling well.
we've got a lot of stuff that we want to do, fence and things like that. But I would eventually like to have a greenhouse. I mean, but that's just
I thought you were to say you eventually want a method. Like,
No.
I eventually want to learn to cook it.
But so we're going through them, and we opened this one, and it's a repo, and the guy had no idea. He was like, "Yeah," and Mandy was like,
I was
"This
like,
is gross.
I'll tell you
This
what this
is what's
was
going
for."
on
Yeah.
here," you know. And the guy was like, "Oh."
Because there was all these like things on the outside where they could padlock the door on different things, and that was the one thing I was confused about. Then, like I said, someone explained it to me that had been in law enforcement. Take any of it and sell it on their own or whatever it is. So Let It Go's in a lot of pain.
Stitching girl,
having
like
a-
sick, or is there
No,
something else?
She's
going
got
on?
a lot of pain. She has chronic
Aw.
pain in her back.
Sucks.
So
That stitching girl was saying that she'd like to have a winter greenhouse, and that's kind of what I mean. I mean, we have the environment here is still here. It is. It's middle of September, 2 weeks from October, and it's nice and cool during the day, but it's back up in the 80s
Yeah.
during the day. So when you get something going that you want to grow all winter, we have about 2 months here, 2.5 months in Georgia where it's pretty cold. But yeah, you get that greenhouse going, and it'll keep it nice and warm on the inside.
yeah, he wants a greenhouse, y'all. He really
do.
does. He wants to take cutlings like the Audrey 2 and grow them into.
Feed me, Seymour.
That was cute though. They grew the Audrey 2. They took the clippings and they was gonna take over the world.
Yeah, I never really knew how that movie ended. I didn't know that Audrey gets eaten by Audrey too. I didn't realize that.
I didn't either. Well, I mean, I'd never seen it, but I wish we could have. It said no video or photography, but there's always a few assholes that are doing it. We don't. We follow the rules.
The one that we did before, a funny thing happened on the way to the forum.
Someone
There were
did the whole
people.
thing,
They
yeah.
were they were videoing the whole thing.
And they might not have made that same announcement because some playwrights release their copyrights so that they don't, it doesn't have to be like that. But it was the way that they did it when they would eat the person was unbelievable. Like it was amazing how when they would obviously pull them from the other, but it did look like the plant was.
Yep, that's true.
Amazing. Like
It was very, very good. Very well done.
I would say, yeah. I mean, I don't know a lot about Broadway and stuff, but I would say this contends with some of the best actors on Broadway.
It was very what do you think that seats in there?
Moxie!
Maybe 200 in that, 150,
Yeah.
200. So it's a school auditorium, an old school auditorium. So it's got a deep stage, and we've now been to 4 of them, and we like them.
Yeah,
We like them.
that's our new thing. Winter ones are half the size. They do well in Canada.
The
That's
winter
cool.
greenhouses. I think they're cool, and they're just little like glass houses, but in this case, they're like plexiglass houses.
They also have pop-up ones that are
Mhm.
kind of like tents that pop up, but I somehow think that wouldn't last for very long.
Yeah, those are probably meant so that you can move them around. But the ones they have when we were looking at chicken coop, they have like the hose is like built into the side. So if you put the hose in, it'll spray the inside, and you can move the you can irrigate it. You don't have to pull the hose to the inside. You can just hook it into the side of the house, and then it's got a couple little nozzles on the inside.
With the next buy slash whatever next season, I want to get one of those outdoor work surfaces. They're like potting stations or whatever is what they're classically called, that have a sink and stuff like that. And I think some people use it to like clean fish and stuff, but it
Yeah.
goes outside.
It is a cleaning station.
And you
That's what
can
it is, yeah.
you can even attach like a camping hot water heater there. And I want to do that when we prepare the chicken stuff and wash it out or whatever, so it's like out there, but you still have hot water.
Yeah, you can even have like outside cabinets
Yeah.
for it. Because we've done just about here. We've been here a year and a couple months now, and we've pretty much did every room except
So that's what it's a potting table. Yeah, it's something
Yeah.
like that. And when I was taking my client to thrift shops, they actually had a really cute one that someone had
Hey, Moxie.
made out of like old wood and a pallet and stuff, and it was adorable. It even had lights on it. And I was like, if it's still here next time, I'll grab it. Of course, it was gone.
Yeah. And I call it a cleaning station because if you ever go to a fishing pier, they're kind of built into the side. They have a couple of them so people can clean the fish. Some people have them like they put them on their docks, like at the
Oh, okay.
they have them there. So when they pull the boat in, they can just prepare the bait, clean the fish, and do it all right there.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also could somehow extend under that deck can
Said
be
that
another
sounds
area.
fancy. What I eventually want to do, the Etowah River is down there about a half a mile. I'd like to kind of re-dig the river so that it comes by our house. Eventually, I'd like to do that.
How do you do that?
You just move the river. You just have to start digging, and you just
Oh.
dig it so that it comes by your house.
That's like a private lake when you
I'm
have a
just
private
playing.
lake.
You can't
I
do
knew you
that.
were kind of joking, but I was like, I don't want to sound stupid and go, that's fake. Because then you'd be like, no, it's not.
But guess what?
What?
It's starting to work.
Oh, so we have to wrap
We
it
don't
up.
have to wrap it up. I mean, I can just excuse myself
Your
and come
home,
back.
Presley, is everything good, Presley? They make sure you're comfortable. Karen, we have so many plans for next year's garden. That's so cool.
And they have the space too. I think she sent us pictures of their land, and it's
Yeah, she's got the space. And he is always the one that when I do Tiny Go Home, I'll send the clip to her. He hasn't done it in a while, but I probably have 4 clips where I'm chasing him back to the house from somewhere else. And I always put Tiny Go Home. My mother loves it. I'm like, Tiny Go Home, because I'm chasing him. And now he hangs out. But I need to put them all together with some music because I would be like, go home, Tiny, go home.
Y'all remember how tore up he got? Most of y'all
He was
have.
kidding, I know.
And now he's looking better again.
Yeah.
His wounds have healed, and the feathers are starting to come back in over the spot. And
He's our little old man. He goes to bed early.
he goes to bed at like 5:30.
Yeah,
The rest
he
of the
doesn't
chickens
care.
are still out.
It's bedtime for him. He doesn't care.
Yep. He's the first one to get up though too.
Karen has an acre in the backyard.
Yeah, so you guys have the space.
Yeah.
They
wait at their little thing to go out in the morning because we do shut the gate to their they have the coop and then the fenced area. We do shut it at night so nothing gets them in the middle of the night. But they are ready for their food and they come out in the morning.
Yep. I got a video of him going back and forth with the rooster behind us.
Ooh, it's apples from the orchard next year. Nice.
See, we need to plant trees too, get a goat.
A pond with lots of fish. That would be nice. Y'all are speaking our language.
Yeah.
Do any of you it reminded me with what was it? The pears.
She says she has ponds with black dragonfly. She has a pond.
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's awesome.
My favorite kind of pear is a Bosque pear, and they're in season apparently right now because they're not as expensive as they normally are. But where do those grow? Because they seem to be more plentiful here. You call them my fancy pears, remember?
They're like
but they're not
$3 a pair or something like that.
There's not right
They're
now.
fancy pears.
Hey Meeps, how are you?
Hey Meeps.
Meeps / Loretta. Meeps is the one that I was like, whatever. And she goes, I think you think I'm Loretta on Instagram. And I looked close and I was like, I'm sorry. No,
Meeps is the one with all that land, right?
She went on.
Yeah,
she's
got
on,
a lot of
like,
land. She's got a nice tract of land.
It was interesting. It only happened a couple of times, but I was like, you rolled with it when I didn't. You know, I was like, so now I watch it just because I know it's Meeps. But yeah, Bosque pears. If anybody knows where they grow, I would love to know. I'm not into any other ones.
Oh, Presley, the procedure is tomorrow at about 9 in the morning.
So what time do we have to be there?
They said a half hour early, but
you got to take your contacts out.
Do I? Mm-hmm. Oh, I got to wear glasses and everything.
And you're supposed to take a bath or a shower
before.
Yeah, because I guess so bacteria doesn't get in or whatever. That's what the instructions say. I don't know.
Yeah. I
don't know. Didn't know they were. They're in the backyard here. Don't know if they're Bosque. Nice. The Bosque ones are like a light brown color, and you have to let them get. There's a specific time between the time that they get soft and ripe to eat, and when they're too far gone.
Asian pears and apples. Good. Whatever. When people bring stuff to work, like they'll bring apples or pears and stuff or tomatoes, and I don't just scoop them up, but at the end of the day and people haven't, gathered them, I bring them home and I cut them all up for the deer. Like the deer love apples and stuff like that. I'll be on the lookout for pears though.
We should show them that carton of eggs that has all the different sizes.
Well, there's only half of them now because
it was someone's chickens do better than our chickens.
I'll go get them. And I was just thinking how good it would be to make an omelet with. I'll go get them.
I know he brings people at his work know that if they've got leftover anything, he'll feed it to the chickens. So almost like where he checks to make sure it's safe, obviously, but he wants to see just what and how much they'll eat, and they really will eat just about anything.
I got all the little ones out, and I made
Honey Crisp. Those apples are good. Who said they have Honey Crisp?
See, this is I don't know what kinds. These brown ones are like Easter eggers, and then this one's a little small one, and this one is a little small one.
Look at Karen coming in with facts about where they grow.
This is the difference.
What is this one?
I don't know, but here, let me see it.
I'm trying. I don't want to drop it.
And you see, they're all different from different chickens. And there was some that were like really small white ones. I ate those. I made an omelet with those.
Karen always gets the information for us. Belgium, also known as the Kaiser, is grown in Europe, Australia, British Columbia, and Ontario, Canada, and in the northwestern United States. Okay. No, those aren't our eggs, unfortunately. Someone else's chickens are laying eggs, and we got some of them. Ours are, if ours ever actually lay an egg, it'll be like unbelievable.
Yeah, we're gonna have a party then.
And the big brown is old enough to reproduce and stuff.
We only have one that's really old enough to, and she doesn't yet.
And she kind of hangs out with Tiny. Tiny's not interested in her in that way.
Yeah, it's weird.
In that way. He's not interested, and she's kind of insulted.
One of the things that you got to do is they got to have enough protein, and we finally got to where they're eating the protein pellets. They didn't like it. Like when they're little, they eat the crumble and then they kind of like the scratch grains and the other things that I feed them. But they got to have enough protein, so I'm trying to get them now to where they'll eat the pellets.
In an apple state. Isn't that lucky? I am eating an apple blackberry grape crisp I made. Oh my gosh. Sean's like, I'll eat all of that. I'll eat all of that and some.
You guys are teasing me. You guys just put food in the chat. Drive me nuts.
Did you drink your broth?
I drank the broth, but I drank that other thing, that nitrate stuff, and it's starting to brewing now.
It's a brewing?
It's a brewing.
I I won't even talk about like what I was gonna make for dinner. I can't even make that.
You can make it for yourself.
I can't make anything for myself.
Yeah, you can.
No. No, no.
Karen's like, Tiny's not dragging her around. He doesn't.
He doesn't.
I
Karen
mean,
is traumatized by her.
Even Ozzy did that a couple times
Yeah,
to the
he's
other
like,
ones.
he's not interested. I planted dwarf peach tree and dwarf pear tree, and we planted granny and red delicious apples on the 25 acres in a guest house. Love her country. Nice. Black dragonfly. I try to get friends to help. Easy to have, few £100 each fall. I'll probably put a bunch of in bags and take them to neighbors. How nice is that?
Yep.
Can't grow peaches. I'm not crazy. I like canned peaches, but not fresh peaches.
I'm the same way.
You like canned
I
peaches?
like peach cobbler too. I mean, I like peaches in stuff, peach flavored stuff.
He says, but right now he'll eat anything.
Yeah, this is not a good
I
topic.
know. I was
for us
like,
right
we
now.
might have to. Hey, Moose Knuckles, do you want to do karate in the garage? This, I haven't figured out quite who this is, but he's making fun of that Randolph guy.
Yeah.
Who challenges everyone to karate.
Oh, the dude who
weird guy.
fell in love with the nurse or whatever.
My sweet young nurse.
My sweet young nurse that I'm being catfished into.
Adonis like reviews him or whatever, and he's like, "You're a weirdo, dude. You're a real."
But doesn't he
weird
get mad
dude."
at him like you can't harass me? You're going to court.
Yeah, he's like, it's over. You're going to court, and the answer to all of that, everybody says is, "Okay, I'll wait." You know.
Who said that today? Oh, DC Media Girl was begging for the litigation.
Goes, serve me, bitch, serve me. Savage is apparently going on a little trip.
Really?
To Indiana,
Oh,
sightsee.
wow.
They were talking about it today. She was talking about it. I don't know the details of it, but she has like a plane ticket or whatever. So
we
I don't
shall
know.
see. And
We'll
plane
see what
tickets
happens.
aren't cheap like they were a couple years ago.
No.
I mean, if you're going to go ahead and buy a plane ticket, you're spending more money than you used to, for sure.
Yeah, and Savage and DC Media are going to meet up.
Really?
That's what they said. Yeah. That's very, very interesting. We'll see how that plays out. Hats off to Shannon. Shannon681 did an overnight stream where she played the Queen's funeral and kind of reviewed it and talked about it or whatever. It was like 8 hours and she stayed up all night. And that's pretty cool. She's into the royal family too. So I didn't catch it, but I did see that it had posted or whatever. I didn't see the funeral. I mean, even the clips I haven't seen of the funeral.
Okay, Presley. She said, okay, kids, going to go put ice on my ribs. Good luck tomorrow. John, big hugs.
So they said it was a contusion.
You're not allowed to pop zits.
It's not a zit. I'm making sure your hair that way. I thought it might be ingrown. You are
Black Dragonfly is going to Africa. Nice.
Very nice. Arabia is supposed to be going to visit the Middle East soon. I meant to ask her about it.
She is. She's Persian, right? She's Iranian.
Something like
Iranian,
that. Yeah. That's why she's so.
No, was it Iranian or Iraqi? I think Iraqi. Somewhere in the Middle East, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was definitely somewhere like that.
She's a good-looking girl.
She's very
Arabia,
pretty.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make anything that smells strong.
You got to eat, babe.
I'm not.
You don't need to feel my pain.
I wish I threw the bread away because didn't know how old it was. Which is stupid. You should look for mold, and if there's no mold, you keep the bread. But it's weird. Have y'all noticed that bread nowadays from the store does not mold?
It doesn't?
No. And some of the, of course, fresher bread does, but yes, she's just noticed your shirt.
The Dirty Birds?
Yeah, it doesn't mold. Hamburger buns don't mold. Not that I've seen. Yeah.
The Dirty Birds aren't real good this year, but
we ordered that, right?
I don't know where we got this.
Might have been on we ordered it. I don't know why I don't remember. Normally
the Falcons are 0-2 to start the year.
I love it when he talks about the Falcons. He's always like, why are they so bad?
They're so terrible.
Because why do we have a team?
I know. And that's the team we can watch. I can't watch the Braves. They're good.
He likes it when the newscast people, the sports reporters, like to try to spin it like they're good. And he's like, watch this. They're going to take one clip and act like they're just fantastic.
They're going to play it like 12 times. It was like, there was 75 plays in the game. They're going to take one or two and show it over and over.
Yes. See, right, Karen, if you don't have, there's no preservative in it. Like, you just have to watch it to make sure it doesn't get moldy. Perennial flowers from my other gardens. All of y'all are very, very domesticated. I'm growing strawberries next year. We've got wild raspberries that grow by the chicken coop.
Are they raspberries or strawberries?
No, I think they're raspberries.
Raspberries? The chickens eat them.
They ate them. Yeah,
the chickens, they don't grow very big because the chickens get them. But
late husband loved to grow from seed. It's much work for me. So I've turned some of the raised gardens into flower gardens. Very pretty. That's very cool.
Yeah.
They have a lot of chemicals in the bread. I like homemade bread. I have to freeze half of it or it'll go. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't know if there's no mold on it. I don't know quite how long you keep store-bought bread if there's no mold. Surely it's still bad after a while.
It's like cheese.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
fresher cheese molds faster.
Yeah, I mean, but because cheese, someone help me out here. Cheese is
mold.
Yeah, it's like, it's not fermented, but it's dairy. It's thick dairy that's been whatever.
I'm not actually sure.
Yeah, but I normally don't, but sometimes you see like mold on cheese and you can just kind of cut that piece out and it's still good. Normally when cheese molds, it's been in there forever. So you just put ranch on it, it's good.
He puts ranch on anything. Well, he says he does. He really doesn't, but he's like, put a little ranch on it. It'll be good. Are you about ready, homie?
I am. My nitrate is working.
I know. I hear that it's working.
She can literally hear my she can hear my stomach growling. So it's about time for me to pasteurize. That's right. It's about time for me to stay near the bed. And between the bed and the toilet, probably for the rest of the night. Yeah,
you probably won't sleep that well, but that's okay. All right, you guys.
Preparation.
We'll see you
when
next
you guys
time.
see me again, it'll be post.
Yeah.
Post
he probably will be like listening to Bob Marley and stuff. So anyway, talk to you guys later.
See you guys.
Bye.